at Heffernan, we have great chats during funerals. Because I suppose we have a lot of time that we spend together, in fairness, don't we? During the funeral process, and
That's true, yeah.
we discuss a lot of items, but sometimes we get very serious with our discussions. But to be a sacristan, it's a huge commitment. It takes a lot of time, doesn't it?
It takes a huge commitment, all right, but it's like everything else. If you're interested and you like what you're doing, it doesn't matter about commitment, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, correct.
You know, but I suppose I like it that much, and everything else, everything just fits into place. But then again, I suppose I had a good training previous to this, 5.5 years ago,
Yeah,
and I don't think anything was strange to me anymore.
yeah, very good. Yeah.
Everything I learned just came back.
Back, no problem. Yeah,
But apart from that, it is time consuming, all right, especially when you're there in the morning and back in the evening. But that could mean you could be called back at 2 o'clock. It could be a plumber waiting for you or an
something.
electrician or something like that, you know. So, but that doesn't phase me one bit.
You don't mind it. Like you said yourself, if you like something, it
Yeah.
shows. But would you find then, just for argument's sake, if you had a mass maybe at 11 o'clock and maybe a christening or something at 4, that the time in between is really of no use to you?
Well, I suppose I'd prepare one when I'm doing the other. But I suppose my time wouldn't matter really at that stage because if it was a christening at 4 o'clock, I'd have everything arranged for the christening before the other one anyway.
Very
So
good.
I'd still have the same amount of time.
Yeah,
But the christenings don't affect me that much. Just have everything ready, and the priest looks after from there. Then,
yeah,
you know, so a christening to me is a half an hour.
yeah. You don't mind.
So
Yeah,
I'll be back down again.
very good, very good. Yeah,
Yeah,
you obviously are in a big, huge routine, and as you say, you love what you do, and if anybody loves what you do, it shows big time, doesn't it?
it does. Yeah, but the thing about if you love what you're doing, you'll prepare for it.
Mhm.
And I think that's the biggest challenge of all. If you prepare for something, you won't have any problems with it. So if you just take it for argument, take a funeral.
Mm.
I'd like to prepare the day before,
Yeah,
and when you walk in the next day, you just check what you had done previous day. So I don't like last minute things,
mm.
you know. And I suppose that's where I thank you now for the funerals as well, because I can contact you. I get any information I need or any, you know what I mean.
Yeah,
So it works that way. But if you leave something to the last minute,
you're in trouble.
you are in trouble.
Yeah, I suppose with anything, aren't you? Any job.
Because if you just take a funeral, just for take a funeral again,
Yeah,
you might be prepared for two priests. I mean, you go into the sacristy, you count 8.
yeah,
Well, that means the 6 hosts short. Well, that's something you didn't prepare for. But there's something, you know, half a host is a priest,
yeah,
or one host is two priests.
yeah, yeah,
That's the way
yeah, yeah.
I get out.
And you're so long at it, you're just in a serious routine. And when you retired from Duggan's, you thought you were going to have a nice, easy life, but then you took on this, which is
Well,
it's a
I
huge
always,
commitment.
it is a huge commitment.
Yeah,
But when I retired from Dublin, I said to myself that most people that I know that retired, they got sick.
yeah,
So I said, I'm not going to retire, I'm going to get something. And
yeah.
this just happened to
Fall into
fall
place.
into place.
Yeah, and it's something that you like.
I applied for it, and you know, the questions were simple,
Yeah,
you know, and
yeah,
I said it's like everything else from the previous life. All the questions I had the answers.
yeah. You knew.
That's not boasting about it, but
Yeah, I know
I learned
exactly.
it all before.
Yeah, you've
So
done your homework, as they
I
say. Yeah,
saw it
yeah,
all actually before. I saw it.
yeah,
So it's grand that way, and it's grand that you can put I suppose, the education you had for 5.5 years
yeah.
back into practice now.
Very
You
good.
know, and
Yeah,
it doesn't bother me one bit. You
and
know,
it is, even though you didn't take up the priest vocation,
mm,
this is a huge vocation. In fairness, like
it is actually, yeah,
huge,
because excuse me, but I suppose everything I learned comes into play in what I'm doing now.
big time. Yeah.
And just one morning, Father Connor Hayes, was sick, and he rang me to know would I stand in for him that morning.
Mhm,
No, I didn't think twice about it. I just went out and did a prayer service and give
mhm.
out communion and everything else, and that was fine.
Fair play, brilliant.
You know, so it didn't come as any great shock to me when I heard it. You know,
Yeah.
you
Isn't it
know.
great though to have that backup that you can do that? Like, I mean, not everyone would be able to do that in the first
It's
place.
something that's going to come into effect now in
I
Templemore,
suppose
actually.
big
Yeah,
time, the same as we have the prayer group that we have come down here
yes,
on a big
yeah,
occasion now and say prayers.
yeah.
That they have to kind of the priests need a little bit of help.
Hmm.
Yeah, I suppose that's
But then again, I suppose I'm lucky over the years. I had good priests with me,
yeah, yeah,
you know,
yeah,
and I knew them,
yeah.
and I went to college with the most of them.
Most of
So
them.
that suited me as well,
Yeah,
you know. So I could answer them back better than I'd answer someone I didn't know.
yeah.
So,
Very good.
You know, so it works out fine.
And even the communication between ourselves, the way we would ring you
That's
when we're coming
true.
close to
Yeah,
the church,
yeah.
and I know sooner make a phone call, then the bell starts to ring, and it's a
That's
great kind
true.
of
It all works in
cooperation.
a kind of a sequence. You know, I'd ring you or you ring me, and if I needed the age of somebody, I'd ring you or the address of the next of kin or
Yeah,
whatever. I know information. The information I'm getting is the real thing.
yeah.
And if I'm stuck, I ring you.
Mhm.
And then again, the priest might give me more information.
Yeah.
So, but apart from that, apart from the ceremony itself, you have to get the register up to date as well, and all that information feeds into the
Mm.
register as well. So you have to have that right anyway.
And there's an awful lot of background work that maybe people wouldn't see. Like
There
you
is,
say,
yeah.
like the register has to be brought up to date at every funeral and
That's
probably
true.
every
But I
wedding, I
mean,
suppose. And
yeah, weddings and baptisms and everything else.
yeah.
I mean, you have to make sure that your stock of wine and hosts and everything else is up to date and up to
Mhm.
speed, and your register is up to date, and the accounts are are up to
To
date, which
date.
is more important. We do the accounts on Monday, and we generally sort them out on Tuesday and Wednesday. You know, so that's the way it works.
It's a lot of commitment, like it.
It's a lot of commitment, but as I said, Eamon, if you're happy in what you're doing,
Correct.
you don't see the commitment. You know, you
It
just
shows.
it automatically comes into your
Correct.
system, like, and you
Yeah.
just can carry on.
And
Yeah.
you often get caught at a funeral. You would generally go down and hold a cross and stand in front of the coffin. Next thing, one of the family members go up and give a 10-minute speech, and you're left holding the cross. I always like you say, everyone has a cross to bear.
That's true. Yeah, I suppose it can be kind of difficult at times because you're standing up there and you're looking up there. But then again, it depends really on the individual that's talking.
Mhm.
If he starts getting emotional, well, that's where I say copy yourself on and think of start singing "Sleeve Them Onto Yourself" or something like
Something,
that,
yeah,
because it's you really want to be a hard person. That's some of the funerals don't affect you.
yeah, yeah.
But I said to myself, and I was just saying to someone there recently, that with the amount of funerals I'm after coming through, it kind of hardened me in a way that I didn't think I could do.
Hmm.
You know, before you went to a funeral because you knew the person,
Yeah,
and you were emotionally upset over it, or
naturally.
you worried about going in the first place. But now I think the bit of that gone out of me. You
Right.
know,
Yeah, yeah.
as I'm not as emotionally connected. I'd say.
As
You
a
know, every funeral. What I try and do is have every funeral the same.
fair play.
There's nothing extra for somebody, or there's nothing less for anybody else.
Very important.
Everybody is the same, and that's the way it works, and that's the way it should work. But you talked about Tommy there a minute ago. I think that that funeral was harder.
Of course, it was your brother.
My brother,
Yeah,
and I was sitting in the front or the second seat.
yeah,
But then I realized that I was kind of waiting to know when was I going up to talk about him, and
yeah,
that was feeding into your system.
yeah.
And then when that time came, you get strength from somewhere,
Somewhere, yeah,
you know. And then when you come down, you say, "Well, I got through that all right," because I'm not the best person to get through something like that. But it worked fine that morning, so it was grand. But it was a funeral really with a difference because I suppose we have so many relations and everything else. It was a big family affair,
yeah. Right.
and we were all there supporting one another,
Brilliant.
especially training and Tassie.
Yeah,
So I suppose that was the best thing about
yeah,
it,
yeah.
So I think that morning I just said to myself, I'll get through this. I got through my mother's fine. I said, if I get through Tommy's, if I don't, my mother was going to say, well, what the hell were you doing with
You've done
mine? So,
it.
but
You spoke very, very well at times. You got up and spoke, and that's for someone like myself or yourself doesn't generally speak publicly. That's
yeah,
quite hard to do. But you spoke very, very well.
it's hard to do, but I suppose like everything else, when it's one of your own, you know, you'd be thinking to yourself, if I don't do it right, he'll come back to haunt me. And that's exactly
Which
what
Tommy
he
would.
would do. But then again, it's very hard to stand up and talk and leave. You'd be worried the whole time, who did I leave out?
Yeah,
And I think that's the hardest part of it.
yeah,
That you can't get a chance to mention everybody.
yeah, yeah.
If you were, you'd be there all day.
Yeah, correct. Absolutely
So
correct. Yeah.
you just pick out the main ones. And
Yeah,
relations and relatives covers a multitude,
correct.
So
Yeah, yeah, it's
you
a
can't mention
springboard.
them all.
Yeah, it's a springboard, as they
It
say.
is,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
it's a springboard.
yeah.
Yeah.
But
And people often say to us, they say like, "How do you handle the funerals? They must be tough." And just one of the answers I always give is not actually someone belong to me.
yeah,
Which makes a
yeah,
difference.
it does. Yeah,
No, I mean obviously we know the
it makes a
people, but
difference. Yeah.
if they're not actually related to you, you
Mm.
probably go into a different kind of a
Yeah, you go into a different mold, I think, but
yeah,
it's an awful difference if your parents or your brother, listen, your brother, now Tommy, he was the first of our family to go.
hmm
I think that was, I think it was harder to think that he was the first of us that were gone than anything else.
as yeah, as yeah,
Because people reminded me very quickly that there's a step gone off the ladder. I'd say, so what? Like, and he said,
Yeah.
you're going up in a bit.
Yeah.
I said, maybe I'm going down.
Yeah. So you don't know.
No, you don't. Well, you're
Correct.
not. Well,
It's look at the draw, isn't
you
it?
don't
Yeah.
know from day
Yeah.
to day.
Of course.
Think of all these things, you'll never do anything.
No, you'd go mad.
You never go out
Go
of bed.
mad. You'd go absolutely mad. Yeah.
But go back to the Sacristan again, I meant to say that one thing that it does do is it gets you out of bed in the morning
Yeah.
and you have a full day.
Uh,
You know, I wouldn't be one for lying down to bed anyway because I'd be on Panadol after 11 o'clock, but the whole day is yours.
yeah.
And that's what makes it, it's grand to have get up early in the morning and go down and,
Have something to do.
and it's good for the soul and good for your mental state.
Big time. As you say, I often think the worst thing you do is retire and do nothing. That you're better off to have something, even if it's only 2 mornings a week or something, just so you know what day it is.
Yeah. If you retire and you have nothing to do, that gives you too much time to think about yourself.
Correct.
And you find out then that you have a pain in your toe,
Yeah.
and that leads to your knee and your heart and everything else. Then you have pains everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Probably have never one.
Yeah.
So keep going as long as you can.
Yeah.
After that, then you look after yourself.
Yeah. And you have a busy household. In fairness, you have someone to mind at home as well too.
Yeah, Lily has
Serious commitment. Yeah. Yeah.
suffered from Friedrich's attacks, yeah, but
Yeah.
most of her time now is on a wheelchair.
Yeah.
And but she's lucky. I suppose she has a great sense of humour and she has a great way of looking at things.
Brilliant.
But she has a mobility scooter, and all you need to do with Lily is drop her in a shopping centre with a mobility scooter, and she's gone for the
Into
day.
the shops like all women. We'll be shot for saying that.
But apart from that, she's great, and
Yeah.
she doesn't see it as an illness or anything else. She just needs to get up and go. And,
Great outlook.
Yeah. And we're planning on going to Barcelona now in the end of October.
Lovely, because you have a daughter out there. Yeah.
Daughter out there, and she's a house, the whole lot. So we worry about the flights.
Brilliant. Yeah. Excellent.
And in fairness to the Aer Lingus and the rest of them, they're very good with it.
Yeah.
With disabled people now, that there's a man geared up there in the airport, and he brings you straight to the gate.
Brilliant.
Go through security, and
brilliant,
it's very good that way. And especially now, and Cork now is very good for it actually, where they have disabled parking increased by about 4 times.
Very good. Yeah.
And there's always there's one street there now. I think there's South Mel, and I think there's 12 parking places for disabled people.
Yeah.
And there's no charge. You can leave your car there all the time.
Big it.
Yeah. So it's a long time coming, but when it did come,
eventually, yeah,
very welcome.
Because I think I even remember saying that to you one time, that somebody who is in a wheelchair told me that if they were going to a funeral, say a distance away, if the funeral home didn't have wheelchair accessible bathroom, they can't go. That's you wouldn't think of that. Like
no, you don't think of I don't think of these things until someone brings it to your notice.
Correct.
I know you do. You think about it all right, but you don't see the value of it until someone says it to you.
Correct.
So we're the same. The church over there now. There's a new disabled tile going up there as well.
Yeah, which is great.
That's going to be a great asset to the place.
Great. It's an essential item now, isn't it?
It's essential. Yeah, it's not much point, as you say, as a person in a wheelchair going to a church if they want to go to the toilet, they have nowhere to go.
But I suppose if somebody came, for argument's sake, from Limerick to a funeral here,
true, yeah.
Like unless they have access to a bathroom, they can't come, and that's just the long and the short of it, isn't it?
They have to go down to town.
Yeah, like a friend of mine, things you wouldn't think of. A friend of mine is blind, and something that bugs him is people parking on the footpath.
It's true, yeah.
You wouldn't think of it because he's obviously going to walk into them because he can't see them. Or wheelie bins on the footpath.
That's true. Yeah. Or people come with the dog, and the lead is going across the footpath, and they're out in the road.
Yeah, great. Yeah.
It's all these things. But you see, it's like everything else. Unless you have experience of it, or you're that person yourself.
Correct.
You don't really.
You don't understand it. Yeah.
So you can't blame people for not understanding. They just don't understand.
Right, like unless you have somebody or involved with someone that has some sort of a need like that, otherwise you just don't understand. You won't.
Oh, you haven't.
It was fabulous to talk to you, Pat.
It's great talking to you, Eamon. And
thanks for taking the time.
I am talking to you, I just say thanks very much to yourself and to us for all your help over the years.
Thank you.
Because the men say, if we play as a team, we'll win as a team. And I hate to be in a situation where I couldn't contact you.
Yeah.
I say, Eamon, where are you now?
Yeah.
I hear the fire station. Well, that means the bell goes
off. Yeah.
I'd say to whoever's there, 2 minutes.
Yeah, they'll be at the front door.
But and that's a great system to have,
isn't it?
And fair play to you. The place is looking well, and you have it decorated perfectly.
Thanks.
Table toilets. That's a credit to you.
You even thought you were an RTE when I brought you into this room.
I did. I was getting scared. I was saying I should have rehearsed.
You thought you were at the ploughing championships. was brilliant talking to you. Thanks so much, Pat.
Brilliant talking to you, Emil.
Uh,
Thanks very much for
that's
having
all.
me.
Thanks for being a
Yeah,
Pat.
not at all. Thank you, Emil.
Fair play to you.